Alright folks, hello and welcome to another Modern stream. There's gonna be a tendency whenever I stream Modern right here on this channel, and we're gonna have to meet a couple of requirements. Requirement number one, we have to be playing counter magic. If we are not playing counter magic, we have to be playing discard spells. If we're not playing discard spells, we're gonna be playing Deafening Silence, multiple copies in the sideboard. Why is this? Because I hate the T-Ball's Trickery deck, okay? I am done with that deck. So whichever deck I play has to have a plan against that stupid deck. Convenient that today's donor lists are going to have both of those aspects. So we're going to have both Stubborn Denial and we're going to have access to discard spells in Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes. And we're talking about good old Grixis Shadow. Yeah, that's Shadow. That card that LSV made a video asking for it to be banned, like, well, when was that? Like 3 or 4 years ago? Like, people were talking about banning this thing. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So obviously the card is absolutely busted. So this is not a new deck by any means, and the shell that we see here has kind of been the same for years at this point. We have Shadow and we have Gurmagangler as our main threats. We have Street Wraith, which has synergy both with the Shadow itself by making us pay life and also by helping us cast the Gurmagangler a little bit easier. We also have Mistress Bubble for that same purpose. Stubborn Denial gets enabled by both of our threats. Also Thought Scour to cantrip and Field Angler. Removal in Fail Push and Lightning Bolt and Dismember. And then we have access to discard spells, as I was saying, in Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize, obviously. And then we have 3 Snapcaster Mages and 2 Teemo Battle Rage to round up this classic deck that literally hasn't changed whatsoever in years. The sideboard has Ley Lines, Plague Engineers against the tribal decks, Ashiok Dream Render against the good old amulets and whatnot, Call Against Command against Grindier decks, Tails End against the Omnath Piles, Mana Leak against Combo, Disdainful Stroke probably against Combo as well, Ceremonious Rejection against Tron and whatnot, and Pithing Needle against other combo decks as well. Let's fire it up and let's see what this deck can do in the current Modern metagame. Definitely hoping to get paired against the Trickery deck, because it seems like our deck should be pretty well suited against the Trickery deck, but unfortunately, probably it's not great against a bunch of other decks. Well, this deck I mean, if we can always draw like this, Grixis Shadow is gonna be busted. And we're on the play too? God damn. Awesome. We're playing against Trisky, who is currently 0-3. And Mullionin. I'm gonna bubble my opponent because I am 100% Thoughtseizing on turn 1 anyway. My opponent's drawing Might of Old Kroza. Okay. So they're living the Infect life. And they have... So we just take both threats and they're left with nothing. Sounds like a plan. We know what they're drawing, so we're just gonna draw our card here, see what we find. That's excellent, so that means that we get to play Thoughtseize next turn. Misty Rainforest. Very likely... I guess that we kind of have our hand figured out, so nice. Let's Thoughtseize them again. Gonna take the Blighted Agent. And then we're just gonna drop a Shadow. I mean, it is possible. Let's take the Blighted Agent. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is possible that my opponent might have a Dryad Arbor. So I probably want to watch out for that. But if they do have Dryad Arbor, then they can't... they can't really do anything here. Okay, no Dryad Arbor. We don't know what they drew. Grixis. I hardly ever known her. What? Well, feels bad, man. So let's see. They are drawing a wooded foothills. Okay. Start by cycling. It's a big fish. So I guess we thought seize them because it deals more damage. And we know about these 3 cards, so we just take the Might of All Crosser. We swing for 9. We know they're drawing land. So I guess it's better for us to Inquisition because they can find Drydiver and have another turn. Yeah, so I'm gonna Inquisition them here. We're gonna take the Groundswell. And that's awkward because of our Gourmet Angler, but like now my opponent's gonna have to chump block the Shadow. There's the Foothills. This is just a lethal attack. Opponent chumps. Gonna play our Angler. Obviously, that was a very solid top deck there. Remember Infect? Those were the days. So they can get their Drydiver here, but they probably have to actually. I'm leaving because I hate Shadow because I have to go. Oh, okay, sounds good, Staffs. Good to know. Good to know how you feel. All right, so we're playing a battle from from many moons ago. Our deck is naturally kind of busted against theirs. So I think I want to do like very minimal sideboarding. Plague Engineer obviously sounds incredible, so we're gonna bring those bad boys in. I guess I'm cutting an Angler. What else? TBR maybe? TBR gets blown out by Vines, so maybe just having the threat is better. TBR does allow us to win some. TBR does allow us to win some races, but maybe it's wrong. It just seems like all my other cards are just better. But maybe because I'm playing Engineers, I don't need to have an Angler. Man, this deck is just busted, right? Is Leyline the plan against Fur Color? I have no idea. This is a Dono League, Freed. This is a Dono League and I have no idea. Maybe it is. Honestly, it doesn't seem like a great plan, if I'm being honest with you. Noble Hierarch. Not bad. That's really interesting. So I take the Glistener Elf, right? We take the Elf. My opponent draws a land. They scale up plus Vines, and that's lethal. So I guess we have to take this scale up. Oh no, never mind. They need 2 mana to vines. So what if we take the? Oh, we can take the dismember. No, let's take the Glistener Elf actually. Because my opponent can't lethal me this turn. And if they attack, then we just push the Hierarch. Yeah, my opponent can't really attack even. Let's play a Tron and pass the turn. Elves is a clean pick, taking a push. Yeah, I mean, I also have this Engineer, right? And the Engineer plays around both vines. So here I can push on end step, and then that gives me access to snap push. So we're gonna. Am I gonna push here? I mean, the question is, do I want to just get the push in my graveyard? But I think I don't. I think we just play an Engineer. I think we just play an Engineer and we're kind of good to go. Like, my opponent dismembers it, but like whatever, they have no threat. And unless their unknown card is a mana leak, we should be good. Because like Vines doesn't save the Noble Hierarch. Oh, I guess it does. Oh, I fucked this up actually. I have to push. Yeah, and now I lost because I didn't push. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I should have won this game. I should have pushed when I thought I had to push. I threw this game away, obviously. So now they dismember and they just scale up and I lose because of the Exalted trigger. Yeah, this was just pretty poorly played on my part. Yeah, if I had push, like, we just win easy. Yep, I had to push. Threw it away. Yeah, that was bad. Don't listen to chat. I have learned my lesson. Don't listen to chat, cause is Shadow good again? No, it's a dono list. I should probably just write that on the stream title. No, I did it. It is in the stream title. Yeah, it's a dono league. I thought they only had 3 mana, but well, this hand seems solid. Keep. I'm gonna get a Water Grave. It feels like Shadow should be pretty well positioned right now. Like, I kind of want to play against the Trickery deck and see what's up, you know? This seems like a little bit of a trap hand to an extent because we don't have the lands yet, and at the same time, this is not a threat just yet. Like, we need one more enabler. No Hark. Thought Thoughtseize. It's pretty good. So we take the Blighted Agent, we push the Hierarch. Next turn we Inquisition. Can't Shadow just yet. And my opponent showed me the land that they drew. Good to know. We are taking the Dismember though. Oh, okay. Driver? No. They're drawing Spellskite. Huh, that's annoying. I think Grixis has a terrible red-black matchup, though. Scourge is bigger than Shadows, and they don't have counterspells, which are pretty bad in the mirrors. But yeah, probably better against all the random turn 2 kills. But yeah, that's why we're kind of running it. Play the Misty. Oh, sweet. It's pretty good. Let's put Shadow into play. Pass the turn. My opponent fetches here. They don't. I was going to push in response. Dr. Yada Arbor. Yeah, it seems like my opponent doesn't have the Dryad. I'm gonna get another Water Grave here, I think. I think we name Human. Human gets both Noble Hierarch and what's his name? Yeah, at this point I kind of think that my opponent does not have Dryad Arbor in their deck. Blighted Agent, yeah. Very weird. Very, very weird. So we can trade this TBR for 2 damage. If we trade this TBR for 2 damage, because they don't have blue mana, and because they will need to redirect to the Spellskite, obviously, that's what I'm saying. We're going down Bolt for this turn. But I think that's fine. Like, even if my opponent dismembers here, they swing only for 4. So I think I'm going to do this right here because I don't think we're going to have a better spot to do it. So I'm just going to redirect to the Spellskite. And after this turn, my opponent's just going to have blue mana. So trading this for 2 damage, I feel like limits their options a lot. Too bad that I didn't find another red source. I guess I should have fetched for another red source. But if they tap out of their double blue, they basically lose. And this guy has Death Touch, which is messed up. So now their Dismembers don't do anything. Their like 1 mana protection thingies don't do anything. Apostle's Blessing. If my opponent attacks, I'm definitely blocking. Can I get punished for blocking here? Not really, right? Next turn they chump. Next turn they chump here. These don't have power. I guess if they found a 4 mana removal, maybe we lose. Well, we're definitely blocking here. So they're gonna just pump with Pendelhaven, and we get a trade. Inquisition is kind of sick there. Double Blossom in defense. So now they chump. And I guess we lose to Scale Up. Can we beat Scale Up? Yeah, I think we can't beat Scale Up. My opponent has exactly 1 top deck to find it. Yes, my opponent can spend mana to redirect the ball to the Spellskite. That's what you're missing. We have not played against Spellskite in a while, so it's not crazy to forget what it does, but yeah. The coach is here. All right, Dido, teach me the ways. Teach me the ways, Dido. We're already through away game 2. We are already through away game 2, so... Do you remember? This deck is unplayable, yeah. I don't know. It seems like it should have a fine... Yeah, like it should be a fine deck to play against the T-Ball's Trickery decks, right? So it doesn't seem like completely crazy. Yeah, it seems incredible against the Trickery deck. Like I've been talking about how basically any deck that I would play on this stream needs to have either counter magic or discard spells, and this deck has both. So we can even counter Ulamogs, right? Emergency ban announcement when we definitely need Shadow to be banned. It's just too broken. Amulet is good against Trickery. No? Oh, we're playing against Antoine. So we're probably playing against the Abzan Ephemerate nonsense deck. This seems like a fine keep. This matchup seems not great for us though. He moves to 4. Do you see Antoine's mana base? Yeah, Antoine's mana base is a mess. He's playing a 17 land deck with 3 Aether Vials and 4 collected companies. Scalding Tarn on the top. I feel like I want Scalding Tarn. At some point there will be Anti Spirit Guide and those super linear combo decks will be less of an issue. Yeah, that would be ideal. Here I should get another Watery Grave, right, Dido? One thing that I remember Grixis Shadow players say is that you kind of always want the second Watery Grave before you get your Blood Crypt. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I'm gonna cycle, see what we draw. A Bolt. Punished. But we get to leave that in the yard. I'm probably holding up Stubborn Denial is better than playing a 1/1 Shadow. And we can always just cling their nonsense otherwise. Birds. I kind of want to kill this with him missing land drops. He does have Ephemerate, but if he ephemerates, like I literally don't care. And he can't company, so now the shadow's big. Wall of Omens, of course. Yorion is power. Another 5/5. Go. Keep Violent 2. Ewit. Kling! No lands for you, kid. Coco is the last card. It's interesting how they left the Violent 2 there. It seems like Apparition is the only way that they get back into the game. Stubby D. Yeah, they should definitely wait until upkeep. Oh, end step. Oh, because of Flicker Wisp. That makes sense. Okay. What does Antoine play? Oh, is this the list that you've been working on, Dido? Yorion? Really? Is Yorion kind of the mirror breaker? Is Yorion the mirror breaker? Is that the thing? But yeah, Antoine did. I think he got second in this last weekend's challenge because we didn't talk about his deck too much, but I was going over the decks for the last tournaments and for the podcast today. If you're wondering what podcast? What? Yes, podcast. Okay, so one bird, three. This is the list, by the way. $17 lands, 4 vials, 4 cocoa, 4 ephemerate, 1 path, 2 strangler, 3 wall of omens, 4 scholar, 4 apparition. The 4 apparitions seem like a big problem. Sideboard 2 Oreo champs. Yikes. Magus of the Moon could be potentially an issue. So Plague Engineer sounds great. Kaya seems rough, actually. Oreo Champ is coming in. Plague Engineer is coming in for sure, and maybe the Magus. I imagine those are the cards that he's gonna be bringing in. So feel like I want K-Command. I feel like I want Engineers. Maybe Needles. TBR seems like the only way that we can beat Oreo Champion, so I guess that we probably have to keep them even though I don't like them. Shave a couple of stubbies. Maybe something like this. Kind of want Street Wraith though. They're not gonna be able to pressure me too quickly. Maybe cut a Discord spell. Death Jad with the raid. Thank you so much. How's it going? Are you a streamer as well, Death Jad? I'm not familiar with your content. Seems like a keep. Never didn't have the vial. This means that we can bubble ourselves, and there's a bubble on top. I guess I don't want to draw a bubble. Just take the use here. Started streaming last week. Sweet. What do you play? So we want to scour. If they drew exactly their one of Bursts of Paradise, we get punished. So we're gonna scour, and then we're going to play just a 1/1 shadow. Well, right now I'm playing for color Cash Money, but I generally like Green Black X. I played Rakdos mid-range for the last couple of months. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so they can main face Flicker Wisp, but they don't. Okay. Yeah, better order. There you go. You can always find my deck list doing exclamation point deck. So I guess I jam. I guess I should have scoured there. We can't really tap out. Like, I can even Snapcaster Stub. I think I'm just gonna just slot scour myself. If I find another shadow, I would like to play it. That's also fine. And there's no need to push the giver right now. But we have to do it on their upkeep, because otherwise their Flicker West is gonna get us. So we have to do it right now. Second vial. This is not active, right? Just right. So that's a thing of the past. Attack. I think we play Engineer and Elemental. This means my opponent can't play the Wisp. And if they answer my Engineer... Elemental. We still have both Stability and Fatal Push here. I did for if you're wondering why I didn't fetch there, it's because I might want to push, right? Knight of the White Orchid. Damn. But this is my Revolt Enabler, right? Okay, so now what is this? 6, 7, 8. That's not enough. But I feel like I want to use my mana though. Oh, shit. I guess I should have looked at my mana base. Because I milled the second Blood Crypt. Whoops. There's that, I guess. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was obviously not the smartest play, but it's okay. I guess I should have looked at my graveyard before I did anything. Live and you learn, etc., right? So here we just push on end step. If my opponent wants to Coco, we stub it. We have 2 enablers for stubity. We know one of their cards is not dead, but it's not a great card. And next turn we have Snapcaster, push, or some other stuff. That's fine, because now we have perfect information, right? So they're gonna have to throw away. They're gonna have to throw away a Flicker Wisp in order to not die here. Because both of these are lethal. So my opponent's gonna have to chump one of them. So I guess the Engineer can't even get in there. Because my opponent needs to chump here and they need to Wisp. So EC stubby D. Now this would die to state base effects. They technically have a top deck, but they're down to 3. And we have they wasted a wisp. And now we're just in very, very good shape. We even have Snapcaster Stub if my opponent top decks their best top deck, which would be a Coco. So sweet. I miss lethal. If I snap push, yeah, I guess I could have fetched the basic swamp. Did I have enough mana? I did, yeah, obviously, because I had snap. It was garbage time at that point, right? Technically, yeah, I did miss lethal. I've never missed lethal in my life. Yeah. That's why they call me Fran Never Miss Lethal Pavlushek, right? This seems like a trap, but I'm gonna keep it anyway because I like to gamble. The Flicker Wisp dies immediately because of the Plague Engineer on Elemental. Opponent moves to 5. We do get to do the bubble trick here because we have a Street Wraith, so that's nice. So the proper sequencing here is bubble ourselves, see what's up. There's a Scalding Tarn, which we don't want. So we go get a Watery Grave, shock, Thoughtseize you. Good old Tron. Good old Tron. Guess we take this Scrying. Used to play almost the same lists. Yeah, it's... Nothing has changed too much in the Grixis Shadow world. Yep. And this is the issue with this hand that I kept, right? Like, yeah, it is. It is one of the Grixis Shadow traps, which is sometimes you just don't find a threat. You keep a hand with no threat and then you never find it, and then this happens. So my opponent has infinite time to find what they're looking for. We can't even double spell because our mana's awkward. Is there a reason to get rid of the Sphere over the Scrying? I don't think so. Sure. We play Angler here, right? We play Angler and cross our fingers. Threat density is a problem? Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're giving my opponent 1 turn to find an answer here. So this seems good to me. So they need to complete Tron and kill me here, because otherwise this TBR is just lethal next turn. So I think it's good to set up lethal over 2 turns there. Pretty worth it. Sweet. All right, Tron. Speaking of things that never change, huh? Speaking of things that never change. Years go by, and Tron players are still playing Tron. What about Scourge and Grixis Shadow? If you read Scourge, you're gonna notice that Scourge is not a good card when you can't play it because you don't deal damage to your opponent. So Scourge only works whenever you're pairing it up with cards like Monastery Swift Spear or like Bomat Courier, any 1-drop, right? So this deck doesn't have any aggressive 1-drops, so you can't really play Scourge here. It's just bad. Yeah, you just need more red cards. This is a blue-black deck splashing red. But it moves to 6. I guess I keep this. Seems like a little bit of a trap hand again, but I think it's keepable. Yeah, you need to be aggressive. Because like you very often end up in a situation where this is an Inquisition, sure. Please seal this grind here. Damn it. So one is probably gonna complete Tron here. Watergrave, Inquisition. They do have Tron. And they have Wormcoil. I can't beat Wormcoil, can I? Yeah, I can't beat Wormcoil Engine, so just pack it in. Game number 3, does anything change? Don't think so. This seems good to me. Yeah, I'm not beating Wormcoil Engine, right? So like I could have continued playing there, but like we're not really doing anything. I don't think Ashok is very good against Tron. Not whenever you don't have a way to destroy your opponent's lands. Ashok is only good against Tron if you have a way to make sure you stop your opponent from having Tron. This seems like another trap hand, so let's ship it. I mean, at least this hand has the combo. Spot on Python Needle. The combo being Thought Scour plus Angler, right? That's rough. That's a redraw and it's mana fixing, and I need to fill up this graveyard. Oh, come on. That's brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 off. That sucks. So we do get to Angler next turn, holding up Stub, so we just have to dodge 4 turns. Seems a little bit of wishful thinking. They are far away from Tron though. Ugh. We drew both of our basics. Damn it. Brutal. Please don't kill me. Opponent cycling. Something good. Not bad. Not bad. Stubborn Denial? Seems better than Thoughtseize. Yeah, seems better than Thoughtseize. It is bad if my opponent has exactly complete Tron and exactly Wormcoil Engine. I can force my opponent to crack here, but that doesn't seem like a good play, so... Let's see what they're drawing. They're drawing Karn Liberated. So I assume that they're just gonna take 5. Are they gonna... They go 1? What happens if they have Wormcoil in hand? Well, I have 3 lethal threats, so Karn doesn't do anything. So I guess now that they took the damage and went down to 1, now it's better for me to Thoughtseize. Now we should Thoughtseize, after we know that my opponent took the damage. Because now the Snapcaster by itself is lethal. But I don't think it was correct. Feels good, man. I don't think it was correct to Thoughtseize pre-combat. Because then if we Thoughtseize pre-combat, we just tell my opponent, yeah, you have to sack Blast Zone. And if they have... If they have Tron complete in hand plus Worm, which they could have because they cycled before playing the Blast Zone, then we actually lose, right? So... I think it was correct for us to... Like, we know they are drawing Karn, so it's technically better for us to hold up... Stubborn Denial, and once we know that they don't have... That they can't cast the thing, when they can't cast the Karn, and we know that they're not cracking the Blast Zone, that's when it's actually correct for us to Thoughtseize. The coach is working, yep. It's all because of you, Dido. You're just inspiring me. Your wisdom just travels through the internet. El mejor deck del formato. Yep. Best deck in the format. Just play a 2016 deck. Ugh, we're playing against Karn Daddy. Do we think that Karn Daddy is playing Tron? Like, they have to. There's no way that they're not playing Tron. Keep this bottom basic island. How is this deck against Trickery? I have no idea. In theory, it sounds like it should be good. But I don't know, because I haven't played against it. They played Burn. They did mulligan to 6. There's a Thoughtseize on top. I guess I would like to draw that one, because that lets me... That lets me shadow. Oh. Am I supposed to take a Black Source here? We do have another Thoughtseize next turn, so we can potentially take their lands here. Just take the Informer. Play Shadow. I could Inquisition here, but I think it's better to like drop an Angler. Oof. Or both. Why not both? Take that one too. So has just Shadow been broken all along and everybody is just sleeping on it? Is that what's going on? Shadow is just like straight up busted in half. Shadow is straight up busted in half and people are sleeping on it. It's just broken, chat. It's just completely broken. I have to respect the Belcher sideboard plan, right? So I guess I'm bringing in Biting Needles. Dale Send is fine. It just counters the activated ability. Seleno Legacy Shadow decks always trying to be busted. Yeah, of course. Respect Belcher keeping stubborn in. But Biting Needle seems better because Biting Needle also prevents the other combo kill, right? So I don't think I bring in Colligan's Command, but like I have access to Mana Leak, I have Disdainful Stroke. These cards seem better than Stubby D because these actually counter the other guys, the Undercity Informer and the other guy. So I think I'm going with this. Smells like a trap hand. Do we gamble? Dido, where are you, Sensei? Dido, Shadow Sensei. I need your help. I need your guidance. Do we keep this? We have ley lines. We have ley lines, so I think we ship this, right? No, Dread Return isn't legal, Basic Swamp. Modern Oops wins. It's kind of a convoluted win. They basically mill their entire... I have to keep? Okay. If the sensei says so, we're keeping. Two thoughts is against Oops looks good, but it might be drop. Yeah, that's my issue. It seems pretty tough to pass up though. And the Biting Needle too. Seems pretty... It's just too tempting. Too much disruption. So what they do is they mill their entire deck. They mill 4 Creeping Chills and they mill 4 Vengevines. Then they bring back... they have Narcomoeba and 3 Swordemic, so they bring back the Narcomoebas and the Swords. And they... Needle Flooded. And then they sacrifice 3 artifacts to get back the... bingo. Dido knew all along. You see that, chat? Dido just knew. And then they swing with 4 Vengevines. That's the last part of the puzzle. So they just have mana. We take this. No, Needle doesn't work on this. What's up, Scott? Scott's gone. What did you draw, opponent? Get that one out of here. And now, I guess I could have double Needle and my opponent can't combo? Oh, there's no way you got there. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, right? We just Needle. This deck is just broken, chat. So we Needle Goblin Charbercher. Oh no, but we lose to the Crippin' Chills anyway. We lose to the Crippin' Chills anyway, so I guess we have to Biting Needle, Goblin Charbercher. And then we Needle Undercity Informer. And if they have to top deck exactly Balustrade Spy. Undercity Informer. So they have to top deck exactly Balustrade Spy in order to win. They have 3 outs in their entire deck. 3 out of 53. Or we win. Because even if they hard cast the Maria's Call and they get 2 angels, they are on double chump block mode. You wanna be a mod, Dita? Okay. You have earned it. You have earned it. For OGG. Alright, T-Ball's Trickery deck, come. Come to me. Gimme that T-Ball's Trickery nonsense. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring it on. Time to quit the league and get the perfect 4-on-1, yeah. Whenever you think like the modern metagame is like weird or just go. Just play a deck from 2016, you're gonna be fine. It worked with Karn Amulet. It worked with Karn Amulet. And now it's working with Grixis Shadow. Man, 2016 Magic was something else, huh? Please, John, don't tell me that. Yeah, I guess that John is an exception, huh? Oh yeah, the good old triple angler hand. This one has to be a mulligan. "2016 had visions and not bubbles, but close enough." Yeah, it's the same. This is already a mul to 5 assist, so just stop deck looting. Yeah, that's the play. How about this one? Opponent moves to 5. Mul to 5 makes me think that my fatal pushes are not gonna be great. TBR is nice though against the combo X. We just need to find a threat. Is this a keep and pray hand? What do you think, Dido? Keep and pray? It worked last time, right? Chances are my opponent's playing trickery though. Hand is good. I think that this is a trap, but I guess I'm gonna keep. Like, technically, my opponent could be playing just, I don't know, multi 4, yeah. 100% my opponent's playing something that this hand can't beat. The hand is better than 5? Not necessarily. Because if we are indeed playing against the trickery deck, like a hand of Land, Stubborn Denial, Inquisition, like that's just a fine 3-card hand, I guess. Oh. Okay. I guess my hand is good. So Watery Grave and just push this thing right here. Get it out of my face. Get it out of my face. Ooh yeah. One lander time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no need to push right now, right? Like this guy is not making mana, so. So if they play the 2-2. Yep. We can put an angler into play. Yeah, I want to put an angler into play. Definitely want to put a Gourmet Angler into play here. I don't think I care about pushing, right? Not just yet. Of course, with punish, but join forest. They do have a redraw here. %, swinging though. So here they get the redraw. Interesting attack. Yeah, right. Snap. We don't have lethal. So do I want to block? Or do I just push and swing for 7? Which puts my opponent in a situation where they have to block. Yeah. I think I'm gonna block. Like, if my opponent doesn't have stuff in play, it's really, really tough for their deck to win. Take 2. It's kind of greedy. LOL. Dito, why did you ever stop playing this deck? Why did you ever stop playing this? I don't understand. I don't understand. How many Uropiles do we play this league? 0. 0 Uropiles. We have a professional at the pairings. Oh, sweet. Just have nothing. Pro matchmaker, exactly. Don't even show them the bolt. This is more damage. And we have engineers for the goblins, for the matchup against elves. Just prepared, just ready to go. Is the matchup that horrible against Pile? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Udo is just not beatable. Scripted league, yeah, my opponents are all just paid actors. So what else? We probably want to cut Stubby D in some numbers. Call against command seems bad, but I guess it is what it is. Submit this? How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Also, I want to point out that my opponent is 3-0 right now. Just want to throw that out there. Elves. Why are we playing elves? This seems like a great hand, huh? This is gonna find us our second land. Perfect hand. Could cut a Wraith or 2, they can burn you out with Shaman of the Pack. Okay. Well, that card's messed up. Shadow on top. I feel like I want a Shadow. Damn. Damn, son. I feel like we dismember this anyway. My opponent draws 2, of course, but like we just drop 2 shadows. Like they get to draw the cards they want, but like they still need to like beat my 2/3/3 shadows. Oof. We're gonna get a Blood Crypt here, I think. Shadow number 1, shadow number 2. We're fine, just win. Sounds like a plan. Gotcha. Can we draw a fetch land off the top? Let's just draw a fetch land and let's just get this over with, you know? Okay, that's scary. That's like the perfect card, right? Because now I can't just slam the Plague Engineer. We attack, we fetch. We go that, the shadows are 6/6, we can shock ourselves. Shadows are 8/8. We still don't win. How much do I want to attack? That's how much do I want to like put into the board? That's also another thing, because I don't want to get just burned out by a Shaman of the Pack. They're gonna draw 2 if I do that, right? I'm trying to think how this game is gonna play out. Seems like I kind of have to get rid of the Lord. I'm not gonna do it on upkeep. That gives them 3 mana to cast. That gives them 4 mana to cast a free company. So if I'm doing this, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it main phase. Right now. I think it's tough, but I think that the best thing is gonna be to just accept that we lose to Shaman of the Pack. We could also just get a Swamp here and swing for 8. But then we're not representing lethal next turn. You see, like everybody's just saying a different line. I think that this is very far from easy. So if we play Engineer, that means that my opponent is gonna have company mana. But they don't draw the cards. Like they don't draw closer to a company. I am very well aware of the blind. That's exactly why I'm stopping and thinking about this turn. Even which land we get here, like we can get basic, and that means that we swing for 4. I think that we have to get a shock land, and we go down to 7. If they have a second Lord, we're fucked. But if they don't, we lose to a Shaman of the Pack. Well, they attack. I guess we don't lose to a Shaman of the Pack. But I think I'm not going to give them the 2 cards. I think I'm going to go with Swamp, swing for 8. And then I'm going to play a Plague Engineer. I feel like allowing them to draw the cards. If they have the company in hand, or if they have the Shaman of the Pack in hand, we're fucked. But I think this is the better thing, and it makes it less likely for them to have the stuff that they need. And I'm putting my opponent on champ block mode here anyway, because I can just attack, and if they don't block, we just shock ourselves and they lose. If they have a Suri, we also lose. But if they have a couple of random dudes, I think we're fine. They have Shaman. They have Company. Okay. Well, you see, it gives them mana if they take a mana upkeep because they get to cast. They have Arch Druid in play, so they get to cast a Company for free. Well, now we lose, right? That's pretty messed up what they got there. We're serving with both of these. And then we can reassess. Okay, we're not in good shape here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy is gonna destroy me. They technically don't have lethal here, so if they whiff, we could be in fine shape here. What is this? That's not a whiff. That's not a whiff, I don't think. Damn. Whew. Okay, yeah, we're good here. Anything else? Not really. Scene Shaper Sanctuary kind of makes me want to keep Stubborn a little bit more. What do we got here? We have some early interaction. Okay. We do have a Fast Angler. We do have Snapcaster Push. And a Shadow. Pointing goes down to 5. Yeah, this hand's nice. Okay, I think we still scour ourselves almost regardless of what my opponent plays here. Yeah, they multiply. Scar myself. So if we play Shockland, puts us down to 16. Next turn we fetch Shock. I think we still do this though, because I potentially will want this to enable my Fatal Push. Is my opponent holding a Veil? It's only one way to figure out, I guess. Wow. So we take the Shaman, right? Take one of the Shaman of the packs. Play a 1/1 Shadow. Yeah, that Thoughtseize was pretty clutch. And next turn we can snap Thoughtseize. Heritage Druid. Heritage Druid. I think we push one of these dudes. And now we Snapcaster Thoughtseize? What happens if we Snapcaster push here? I feel like I want to Thoughtseize, and I want to Thoughtseize the Archdruid now. Let's go to Blood Crypt. One short of getting the Angler down. Okay. So they find the land. Opponent place another Druid. If they attack, I take it. I take 2. They don't attack. Swing for 6. So if I swing for 7, my opponent plays a Shaman. We go down to 4. Play a Shaman, we go down to 4. And then they have to chump the Shadow. I guess that I don't need to play into that anyway, right? So how does the combat math work? So we swing 6. Yeah, I know that this is an elf. I know. So I'm trying to figure out how whether this extra point matters though. So if I swing for 7 here, that means that I have, this is now lethal by itself. And next turn I can attack with Angler plus Gunboxing will follow. So I can also fetch for a basic swamp, and I pay 5, 6, 7 for an Angler, which allows me to Angler again next turn. Yeah, they can't play double Shaman, which is what's making me think. And then at that point, I'm going to be attacking, and my opponent's going to have the Pendelhaven blocking, so they are just going to be on double chump block mode. So I think that this point of damage actually matters a fair amount. because that means that Angler plus Snapcaster is lethal, and it also means that Shadow by itself is lethal, so my opponent needs to double chump block next turn. Which means that even if they top deck another Shaman next turn, it's just not lethal. Oh, land means that they have good blocks now. So I guess I can't attack with the Snapcaster anymore now. We attack, attack, attack. They chump, they block. And then they pump. But then we dismember the Heritage Druid in response. And we're just fine, right? So this is fine. So we just attack everything. So they're gonna block just exactly as we see it right here. And they're gonna Pendelhaven pump the 1/1. Wait. I mean, I guess that they don't know. Okay, they don't know about the dismember that I have in my hand. Okay, so now we just dismember this. Black, black, and 1. And we just play another Angler. So, collected company into Shaman of the Pack plus the dude that makes a token, or double Shaman of the Pack is the only way. Easy, 5-0. So easy. So easy. So easy. Best deck in the format. So easy. Jeez. Wow. Dido, maybe you're just not as good as me. I mean, I can teach you to play Shadow anytime if you want to. For sure I can help you. I can help you out with your Shadow skills, since apparently you're not good enough to win. Coach Shadow. This was great. This was great. And it was just like, just some good Shadow gaming, you know what I'm saying? Just some good Death Shadow gaming. Kill your thing, play my dude. Oops, never mind. It was just a good time. It was just a good time. Definitely had a good one with this. Feels great to have a nice little 5-0 first trophy of this season. I've not been doing well in Modern, if you're asking me. But that's gonna be it for this league. Deck was perfect. Wouldn't change a thing because, you know, we just 5-0, so clearly the deck is perfect. We'll see you for the next one. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.